Hey there, West Michigan. Meteorologist Michael Behrens here with you. Thanks for watching 13 Plus. It's been kind of an active Saturday for a few of us as some pop-up showers and storms briefly dumped a good bit of rain. But after they settled down as the sun went down, we got some beautiful shots out there as well. In fact, take out this photo here from Tracy in Pentwater. Beautiful sunset there over the lake. Tomorrow going to be a little bit cloudier and a little bit rainier for most of us across West Michigan. Of course, we'd love to share those photos here at 13 on your side. You can send them to me on social media. Meteorologist Michael Behrens on Facebook and at Mike Behrens WX on Twitter and on Instagram. The temperatures out there today hit a high of 81 in Grand Rapids, 85 Muskegon, and 82 in Holland, about average for this time of the year. And inside our 3-degree guarantee told you 84 hit 81. Streak now at 4 days with just 3 misses in the last month forecasting. When it comes to tomorrow, we'll be down a little bit on the temperature, but not a ton. That's why 13 weather ball lit up in green as no real changes foreseen. Blinking bright with more rain in sight.
13 Weather Ball is sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids.
And of course, those temperatures are going to continue downward as we head through tonight. But again, can't drop too far because it's just too muggy outside. We're seeing dew points in the upper 60s and low 70s. Temperature can't go below the dew point, so that means we're going to be mild, but still very humid as we head through the overnight hours tonight. In fact, temperatures only going to drop down into the upper 60s for most, with dew points staying in the mid to upper 60s. That continues through the weekend and into this work week. In fact, we're not going to see temperatures and humidity levels start to really drop until we head toward the end of the upcoming week. Tonight, we had a few of those thunderstorms around early, but now rain pushes in late, 66 degrees the overnight low. Sunday, cloudy skies with rain likely, 77. Monday, a drier day. Can't rule out a pop-up, though. Temperatures right back up, though. High of 86 for Monday afternoon. As of about 10:20, we're seeing a few of those scattered thunderstorms still on the radar, mostly off toward mid-Michigan and the east side of the state. As we work our way through tonight, we'll watch for more rain to head our way, courtesy of this weather system pushing toward our south. It's going to push showers into our region, though thunderstorms should largely stay out of the forecast, at least until we get past the weekend. Hour by hour here shows a pretty quiet next couple of hours, but then as we get toward early Sunday, rain starts to push its way back in. Showers most likely from about Muskegon, Fremont to the south. Once you get up toward Ludington, Oceana County, Big Rapids, your rain chances really do go down tomorrow. Can't rule out a rumble of thunder, but this is more of a rain event than a thunderstorm event as we head through Sunday. That rain pushes out as we head into Sunday night with a quiet Monday morning. Humidity, though, and heat in the afternoon could combine to make a few pop-ups, and that'll be the same case for the 4th of July as well, though no big rain expected for the holiday here coming up this week. Temperatures out there Sunday, humid with 70s on the lakeshore. Will be warmest in our northern zones, up around 80 degrees, with temperatures from Grand Rapids down to the south hanging right around 77 for your Sunday. 13 on your side, 10-day outlook. Temperatures right back into the mid-80s for Monday, upper 80s, close to 90s for the 4th of July. Going to be quite humid as well. We're into the low 90s for Wednesday. Thunderstorms on Thursday cool us back down near normal and get rid of the humidity just in time for next weekend.
The 13 on your side beach and boating forecast, sponsored by AAC Credit Union.
And now it's time for your beach and boating forecast. We're looking at higher waves tomorrow, especially for central and northern portions of the lake where they could reach as high as 3 to 4 feet. You'll have to watch out for the rain as well. So not the best beach day. Southern end of Lake Michigan expected to have the calmest waters as we head to the second half of the weekend. That's where the warmest waters are too. Upper 60s and low 70s. Once you get north of Holland, it's pretty much mostly in the 50s, but we should hopefully see some more warming as we head into this week. In addition to those storms we had earlier this weekend, today the biggest weather story of this past week was the poor air quality caused by the wildfire smoke from Canada. New numbers as of today show around 559 fires burning. 58 of those, impressively enough, newly reported today. The fires in Canada are widespread across the entire country, and they're not easy to reach due to the sparsely populated areas in which they're burning. To find out what they're doing to help fight these fires and bring them under control, earlier this week I spoke with Jennifer Kamau from the Canadian Interagency Forest Fire Center about the fires and how they're responding.
We've requested international help because as I mentioned earlier, all the resources or most of the resources in Canada have been put to use, which means that every province and territory is using their own resources. So currently, internationally, we have 1,550 firefighters who have been deployed.
And usually when you think of a forest fire and all the smoke it produces, you think it would smell more like a campfire than anything else. But several around the state of Michigan, including this poster here, have been reporting that it smells something like a bit more concerning, such as burning plastic. Many around the state have been reporting that smell with this recent round of smoke. We wanted to get the answers for you at home as to what's going on. That's why I reached out to the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, or the EGLE, for an explanation on what these smells are. They say it all comes down to VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, released by the fire and how far they have to travel to make it here.
Those VOCs that produce the campfire smell kind of go through a little chemical reaction with the UV radiation and kind of dissipate. Whereas the other VOCs like benzene, formaldehyde, acrolein, for example, those produce more of like the chemically more plasticky smell.
And the good news is the EGLE says there's not any additional danger from the plastic smelling smoke versus those smokes that smell more like a campfire. Now, the smoke would go on to combine with rainfall toward the end of the week, and some of us were asking if that combination could spell bad news for your car's paint. Given that certain kinds of air pollution can combine with rain to create harmful situations, it's a fair question, but the Michigan EGLE said that acid rain was not something they were concerned about with this smoke. Just to be safe, though, we spoke with Caliber Collision here in Grand Rapids to get you an answer from a car care expert.
So when you're looking at your car, you've got the base coat, which is the color, and then the manufacturer applies a clear coat, which is clear, that goes over the vehicle, and that is to protect your vehicle's finish and helps for situations of like tree sap, the pollen that we get every year that'll cover your car in yellow. But I wouldn't be really concerned with the smog that we're getting from the forest fires.
Another concern many had this week with the smoke is whether or not it's impacting the wildlife here in Michigan. The Department of Natural Resources has been keeping a close eye on this with the concerns as well. So far, the agency says it hasn't received any reports about sick animals, but they say it's possible, and some signs to look out for in wildlife include coughing, sneezing, open mouth breathing. The DNR says birds are most likely to show symptoms first.
Birds are usually exquisitely sensitive to poor air quality or smoke, and that's mostly just due to their anatomy. They have a very intricate respiratory system. They have not just lungs but air sacs, and so a lot of those organs can really be negatively impacted by breathing in smoke.
If you see an animal that has died or appears sick, you can contact the DNR at the number on your screen or by visiting its website. And in a week such as this past one, air quality monitoring can go a long way. And here in Grand Rapids, we now have sensors up throughout the city to help keep people informed about the quality of their air. 7 new air quality monitors were installed a few weeks ago, arriving just in time for this latest round of Wildfire Smoke, in part from a project called the Community Collaboration on Climate Change. The monitors give air quality information that is accessible at all times.
Everybody saw the smoke in the air and knew the air quality was poor. But what these monitors do is they link you to a dashboard that allow you to get an alert. Even when you look up, it's blue sky and sun, but there's still something in the air that you don't want to be breathing.
In addition to the smoke, these sensors can also measure air pollution from industrial sites and heavy road traffic. And now you're up to date on the latest forecast for here in West Michigan and a recap of the smoke that moved through this past week. You can always find more stories online at 13onyourside.com or by downloading our news and weather apps. For now, though, thanks for watching 13 Plus. I'm meteorologist Michael Behrens.